The darkness of the night had engulfed everything. The moonlight was so dim that it barely illuminated the ground. A small village located far from the city lay in eerie silence. Among the few scattered houses stood an ancient, abandoned mansion, untouched for centuries. Local folklore suggested that this mansion once belonged to a wealthy landlord who had mysteriously vanished one night, never to be seen again. Since then, no one had dared to live there, fearing the sinister presence that lurked within. This story revolves around four friends: Rohan, Priya, Samir, and Neha. They were thrill seekers, always looking for adventure. One day they decided to challenge the local legends and spend a night in the haunted mansion to uncover the truth behind the terrifying rumors. As they stepped inside, an overwhelming sense of unease gripped them. The walls were ancient, charred, and covered in cobwebs. Dust hung in the air, making it difficult to breathe. The temperature inside was unnaturally cold, sending chills down their spines. A grand staircase stood in the center, leading to the upper floors. Samir chuckled nervously and said, "It's just one night, guys. Let's see who gets scared first." They set up a small area in one of the old rooms. Rohan and Samir lit a few candles, while Priya and Neha clung to each other, their faces pale with fear. As the night deepened, the silence grew heavier, pressing down on them like an unseen force. Suddenly, a loud bang echoed through the halls as if a door had slammed shut with tremendous force. Everyone turned to look at each other, their faces reflecting the same question. "Did you hear that?" "It must be the wind," Priya murmured, though her voice betrayed her anxiety. But when the sound came again, even louder this time, they knew something was terribly wrong. The atmosphere grew even more oppressive as a faint humming sound filled the air, like an old lullaby from another era. A dim light flickered from the lower floor, casting eerie shadows on the walls. Their hearts pounded against their chests as they debated whether to investigate. Mustering their courage, they descended the stairs, the wooden planks creaking under their weight. In the dim glow of their candles, they noticed a dusty ancient amulet and a set of charred photographs scattered on the ground. Neha hesitantly picked up one of the photographs. The moment she touched it, a chilling force surged through her, shaking the walls of the mansion violently. A deep, guttural voice echoed through the air, filled with menace. "Why have you come here? This place is not for you." Terror seized them. Samir, his voice barely above a whisper, pleaded, "We didn't mean any harm. We just wanted to see if the stories were true." A shadowy figure materialized on the walls, growing larger and more defined, taking on the shape of a man with hollow eyes. Rohan, in a desperate attempt to find an escape, flung open an old cabinet in the corner. Inside, he found an ancient book covered in what appeared to be bloodstains. The words on the cover sent a shiver down his spine. "Those who enter never leave." Priya let out a sharp scream. Panic surged through them as they ran toward the exit, but the main door slammed shut on its own. A powerful gust of wind howled through the mansion, making the candle flames flicker wildly. Neha, remembering an old chant her grandmother had taught her, began to recite it aloud, her voice trembling. As the chant filled the air, the sinister whispers and eerie humming began to fade. A blinding light erupted, consuming everything around them. The next thing they knew, they were lying outside on the cold, damp ground. The mansion loomed in front of them, its doors eerily open. But inside there was only silence. No wind, no voices, nothing at all. Was it a nightmare, or had they truly encountered something beyond human understanding? No one knew for sure, but the most terrifying thing of all was the voice that still lingered in their ears, whispering ominously, "You may have escaped tonight, but this story is far from over."